Hello everyone, SpeeDMan here, and welcome back to part 7 of our Let's Learn Civilization 6 Norway run. Today's episode, one of the things we're going to be focusing on is building momentum towards a diplomatic victory. A victory here is actually going to be really impingent on us taking control of that, so we're going to have to keep an eye on each of these sessions here and kind of play our cards right. Brazil is our other opponent in this regard, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that situation and kind of stay ahead. So one of the things I'm looking to do is either build an intelligence agency, or if we want to be able to work on infrastructure and just general like tile growth, this is going to be the absolute most critical thing. The reason for that is it gives me the opportunity to build to buy land units. And right now we have a pretty good amount of faith. Got it stored up, and we're just making good faith per turn on a permanent basis. And that's not bad. That's a reasonable amount. So we could technically make this. What I feel is what I feel like I could be able to expand the most is Grandmaster's Chapel. This would be better specifically for like just trying to pick up certain boosts or do specific things. But I feel like that's limited, so I would rather set up for that. So let's just see here. That's 37 turns. Going to get that going. Unfortunately, you cannot declare a surprise war on Canada because of his unique civ ability. We are going to sell our that's nice value. Sell our Diplo favor for good value there. Going to pick up a couple of amenities here. That way it just keeps our people happy. Just keep exploring, see if there's any presence of other city-states in the area that we can find. The important thing is that we're going to really need to focus on completing trade routes. Okay, so he needs help with this, and we have the access to get diplomatic victory points. So guess what we're going to do? First, I clear this, and now this guy can do some serious work on all of this. Now I'm less threatened by that situation. It's going to give me a little air score. We do have a couple more envoys, and we could take a look here and see how many temples we have. So we've got technically a type of temple here. We've got a shrine. So really that wouldn't boost our faith income very much at all, so not really a great investment. Yeah, +1 campus, that wouldn't be terrible. Not many other places that I would say they're going to be like really high value for us in the current game situation. Just not very much we could do. However, the +3 here could be very, very good. So let's go ahead and pick up the lighthouse. I'll get that started. That'll boost our tile growth potential. So if we go to the manage citizens, we'll see here all these tiles in general will go up in food. So that's going to help me really start to grow in the city really, really fast. Especially because having, you know, this, what I'll do is, and with this guy, we'll do a chop, ship him over here, make another fishing boat, and then we have all the things we need here. And then we'll just kind of set up for real heavy growth, and that's good. You know, we're in an overall really good position for that. Ellesund, could buy that. It's 1,000 gold. 31 turns. I would rather go for that. Since we have a lumber mill here, that's good. That's giving us a little bit of food growth that we wouldn't have had before. I would like to boost our production more right now. Our production's really like what's killing us right now.
Several closely situated.
Build that pane. And we will skip a turn. That's an excellent wonder, though. Doubling the yields. Exactly. I knew exactly what he was doing. As soon as I saw the wonder here, I was like, yeah, I know what Canada's play here is.
What can be labeled?
Awesome. We've got shipyards. So we are now in prime position to get our growth really going. We're going to chop that. And we get it for, oh, even better. Even better. And it's right in our home, too. Couldn't have asked for more. We're going to get ourselves a nice amenity here. That's exciting. It's very exciting. Okay, you are now going to go here. Get the food going. Stavanger, you are going to do that. Further boosting that. Yes, I could chop it, but I would rather at this stage in the game actually get a permanent +2, because that's going to go up again later in the game as well. Bergen, let's see here. Got a campus done, so that's good. And I would feel very comfortable with us getting our production boosted. Although, because then what by that point, we could go for that. Yeah, let's go for that. Requires irrigation. Have I not had irrigation this whole time? I haven't picked it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead, and that's a small mistake on my part. I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna go pick that up right now. Lost a lot of health there. Yeah, that's just specifically from the field cannon, that's why. Might as well just kind of check around, see if there's another, goody hut. Tromso got done with that, that's perfect. Yeah, we have a couple options. I think, honestly, something quick would be that. That'd be a permanent boost. That would help us. That preserve, once it's available fully, that's going to help our yields regardless as well.
Thousands have lived.
We're just going to bug out. Let that guy deal with that. And if I can kite them back here, heal up, and then go back here and then do either a chop or a build, then I think I'll be in a fine position. Let's go ahead, pick that up. It's going to boost us up a lot. Once I have access to more governor titles, what I'll do is I'll put a governor title in, a couple into Reina. And the reason for that is with Reina, wait, where is she? I'm not seeing her. Okay, so I'll just cut that part out. Okay, so here, just got the granary. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at where we can build something. to +1. Is there anything I could build that would actually be solid or really helpful? I mean, yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Could buy that and then get us that. Because I can put a couple districts semi-close, and that'll be something I could work with. Let's go ahead, ready up. In a couple turns, we'll buy, once we have it, we'll buy some of the stuff that we need. Go ahead and just kill that guy, so I got a quick kill here. I'm going to have to avoid that. That could cause us issues. Let's see if there's another city-state in the south here. Alfred Nobel. Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't have science. That could help us, but there's absolutely no way that's going to be... I'm going to have that in time. Definitely not happening. I'll kill you. That guy will definitely move and attack us, which will hurt. Should be able to survive. And that I'll make a permanent increase. And here, let's get that. Buy university. That'll help us a little bit. And then that will yield us a really nice amount of amenities and give us some good growth. That'll cover our needs in a lot of ways, so that's very positive. I'll take a little XP. Oof. He's not dead. Haha. I'm outie. That was that was pretty risky for almost no benefit, and there is no city-state there. Yeah, that could have gone the other way. We are going to go ahead and pick up the Research Alliance. Get a nice little bounty of gold per turn. And then we're going to go back one, so it thinks it can go over there on land, and then I'm stealing that. Then here, a few options. I mean, that would actually, let's see here. That actually wouldn't be terribly bad for us. That would actually help us here. Give us a little bit more production in this city. See, that's useful. That's actually not a bad type of unit to have. Plus the additional food and other things will help us. Good. We did get another trade route done. That trade route, we are going to basically have them parked here. It depends on where they are. I think it's probably one of this one or this one.
I think the human race made
Industrialization is
a big
done.
mistake at
Perfect.
the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
It's going to be critical that we get that started.
We have learned of a method. Our wisest minds have...
Improvement makes straight...
Did get a free one there, so we'll pop that in there. And then it's a little bit more error score there. Helps us make sure we can try to guarantee a normal age. That way we don't have to worry about loyalty pressure so much, because the loyalty pressure issue, that could totally destroy us. Let's see, preserve is done. That should give us some yields. Oh, once we have that. So let's buy that. There we go. And then we have now some better stuff to work with. And we may potentially even consider picking up the Eiffel Tower. That could be an option for us. If we want to get research labs, it would be right here, and that would provide us some nice science, but it's a little late to be focusing too much on science, so we just want to focus on infrastructural things. So I can have a singular industrial zone and like a big one, and I'll make a coal plant for that one. That way at least I have additional means of power and just go from there. In this position, what I think is going to make sense for a diplomatic victory is maybe a focus on like sanitation. That way we can develop more, more diplo favor, and we can sell that off, boosting us further. That would be useful. We do have a governor title available. Don't have really many banks, so it's not really a thing. For this, we haven't built that one. That one's not even there yet. Or rather I should be pressing 9. Yeah, so we only have one, haven't built the second, building one over here. That's all we've got. Did get the water mill here, so we can continue on to preserve, run, set up. Just re-click that just to confirm that it's working. Christian zone, got that. That's not bad. What we can do instead is we could probably bring that to this. We're 5 error score away. We have just over double the amount of turns left. So we do want to get some of these things done in time and be ready. That will help us. Because we have that now, we are going to look at where we can build that. Let's see here. Built on a coast. So let's look on our cities here, and which city is going to have the absolute best production potential. We're currently building a shipyard. And we need more space for land anyways. Okay. So we're low on options, but we can make this work. What we're probably going to do is we are probably going to build it in the city that's going to have the best means of growth. And that's a +8. So that's good. That'll bring us to just a little over 16 production. That's not really good. It might be the case that this is the city that we build it. So we're actually going to get this going first, so that way we can boost our production in those tiles. And then once we can, we will purchase the shipyard. It's going to be expensive, but we'll be able to get a bunch more production within that city, and we'll just kind of go from there. We have the potential to go for another governor title. We're probably going to want to pick up another one here soon. That would actually help us. Because then what we can do is by the time I am able to, I'm going to use this Grandmaster's Chapel and then use this faith I've saved up to buy a few settlers. That way I can settle a few more cities here, settle a few more cities here, settle a couple cities in this region, and just really like spread my empire out super wide. You know, like this area is already being settled, so I can't do very much with it. I could have settled, south, and that could have been a smart decision, but I didn't really consider this before in the game, so that's another lesson learned. Because that could have been a nice southern port for us to work off of. We could even go to war for these things if we wanted to. Totally could. That may be a consideration. The little military route that we were considering earlier, that we were talking about in the end of the last episode, I think I found our thing that we could do. We'll develop a navy in the late game and we'll make a push for these cities. That way we have control of this city-state while we can also hold some cities here and pick up a lot of amenities. Because there's definitely quite a few. And some very, very nice aquatic tiles in this region. Like some really good potential locations for harbors. We can go from there. Stavanger has it available. We're going to look at Nidaros to do that. It'll be a really good trade route for that city. Boosting production just a little bit more. I'm going to have them heal and just kind of wait for a moment. Another trade route got done. Perfect. Lost suzerainty of city-state of Fez. That's okay. Yeah, this city's, its main growth is specifically going to be from its coastline. There's no way I can grow the city otherwise, unless we really develop this preserve here, which, I mean, we do have some tiles here that are being provided, like these charming tiles are actually getting a yield. They would get nothing otherwise. So, I mean, it's not all bad, And these tiles can be very, very good potentially, like two breathtaking tiles. If we were to get into a situation later in the game where if the Eiffel Tower's not been built, having a few more tiles that have some like breathtaking appeal that we can develop, I mean, there's options. There are options for us. They're not all bad. This city will do the same thing as we did before. So Stavanger got done with the monument. Let's do some repairs here, because we will need to get that government plaza going, and we will need to get some other stuff in place. That way we can kind of grow the way we want. Otherwise we'll get held back. So this is a first priority that we have to fix no matter what we do. It's a lot of repairs. That wasted a lot of turns because we had a natural disaster come in that didn't even provide us any benefits or anything. That was nice. It just basically destroyed areas and then left, which is like, okay. We'll gladly take 29 gold per turn. Those little extra bits of gold help. And that's dead because a battleship of all things, a freaking battleship. Okay. Well, that's a lovely way to have a really important unit die. Great. So I'm just going to have to take that L because that's a fat loss. Something got done. Not the best thing to lose, but that's okay. We're going to actually put that up. That way we can take a look and see what our options are. The amenity one, not really that big of a deal. I'm going to wait until I can get that Grandmaster Chapel up, and then I'll put this card on so that way we can get our builders mass produced. I feel like that would be the best thing for us right now. We will develop more of those, it's just not likely going to happen for a while. So it's important we have like a game like this where we struggle. Because the thing is that because we're so far behind the AI at this stage, it's savable for sure. But we've got to get like all of our cards right for the diplomatic victory. Like we need to have some competitions maybe you know, for like natural disasters, or if something happens, you know, like we got to find like any and all ways that we can kind of make it work. It's going to be the only way we kind of win this. So actually do that so we can boost our economy a little bit. Yeah, that gave me 20 gold more than I didn't have before. It's a nice boost. We need 4 air score. We've got 5 turns left. So I'm hoping the next couple turns we get a couple more trade routes going. That would help us get closer. And then we need to think if there's anything else that we could build that'll actually get us closer to that point. And there may not be. So we're going to get that going again. That's a good bit further behind schedule, really. Stave Church is good. That's going to take some time, but that is not a problem. Yeah, eventually getting this because the fishing boat improvements providing more production. That would be a pretty significant boost. Okay, and we got the lighthouse done, so that provides us with another trade route. Good. We do have the means to get stuff going here, so we're going to buy a shipyard here. That's going to provide us 8 production. Perfect. And in the process, what was 83 turns is now 54 turns. It's good. That's going to give us a nice amount of food growth and some nice little bit of faith. That helps. We'll take that because we're going to be at like 68 faith per turn, and that'll be a nice amount. And we'll just make that work from there. We're going to save up our gold, so we'll go get a monument, boost up our faith or our culture gen a little bit. Not sure why this guy... Yeah, again, I don't understand if this is just the nature of the unit or if this is a bug or what is causing it. But for some reason, knights just don't heal. I'm not really quite sure, but I'm gonna have to just find something else that I could use to go against them, because that's literally gonna just destroy us, so... Yeah, it's a little frustrating that that didn't die. Or, like, this didn't heal up at all, so I should have realized that. I didn't know that was an issue. Well, cavalry is not going to be the play then. So maybe, like, just buy an archer and just have to plunk away, I guess. That's brutal. Stave Church is done. Perfect. So we are going to start the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, there's nothing this guy can do that's useful. I'll have to keep an eye on our culture per turn, or like culture situation for the win. That'll be getting done soon, so that's going to help us a lot. Making a good amount of gold per turn now. Like, our gold per turn is actually like pretty nice. It's helping kind of bring us back a little bit. It's going to be a lot of work though. And once we get to 7 population, immediately we start work on building a harbor. That'll be where we get a lot of production. Like, that's going to be a super high value tile. Maybe attract enough tourists to make their culture dominant over yours. Okay. So she needs to basically be culturally dominant over
Our alliances are short-term
Hungary here, and that'll actually finish the game. Of course, he's just going to come right up to here. And we have a couple of alliances here. Oh, you actually have some amenities I can buy. Just gonna have to keep this guy rested in there. We lost our era that we would have wanted. Everybody's in a normal era. Fortunately, it's just limited. And at this stage of the game, just very little I could actually like do to get era score. I mean, that's gonna have to be like one way to do it. Eccentric colonists is just way too late in the game for that. I've already done the exploration I needed to do. That aspect of it is pretty limited. We did get that done. Perfect. So this city now has a much more substantial amount of growth. So I'm glad for that. We are definitely going to build the mausoleum there. It's going to only take 12 turns. That'll give us a little bit of error score. I'm just going to have to focus on building wonders as much as possible and settling new cities. Few winter cities, or technically tundra cities, those will actually help provide some error score as well. Okay, so we have to see what this one's going to look like here. Might go that. The military half. And let's see if it goes this way.
Our military.
They gain. Okay. Yep. Okay. It's good. So it did go the same way. So I did actually roll the save back and just repeat this because I got these ones wrong. And at this stage of the game, if we get a bad outcome, we're basically at this point, I saw 2 of them did not work. I only got 1 point. That's going to put me way too far behind for that victory. Otherwise, I just won't be able to win. So I did go ahead and do that. So for clarity, that's why you see that. You can get a diplomatic victory point. Did get our governor title, so we're going to put that into provision. Bring you back. Let's get that lighthouse going. I have to get another one, so that's going to provide us a nice little trade route boost. Plus that city will start to grow a little bit more. It may also be possibly a point of interest on some of those areas. Actually, since he's not going to heal up, I'd rather just get him out of that spot, I realize. Hamar got that done. Good. That'd be a very nice production boost to that city, so that's a possible option. Could also get this, and then go into Torre de Belém. Those tiles are too good. I'll actually go ahead and get a trader started here. And then in Tromsø, we finally got done with that. That's perfect. That's going to give us a little bit more yield potential once we get the once we get our grove here. I do want to get something else going. Taj Mahal would also be a very critical thing for us to pick up, so that's an option too, really. Because that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would be in range with that city. I'd rather have an industrial zone here, so I'll mark that. We are going to need to make it a priority to clear this area out, so we'll build some more cities and then we'll just basically tackle this issue. It almost seems worth it to make a cabinet to combat against that stuff, but it's kind of a tricky call, really. Makes more sense till we get our science a little bit higher, though. It's a nice amount of gold per turn. I probably can consider getting this guy upgraded eventually. I mean, it's not going to be for a while. Just keep this area guarded. Let's go ahead and let's get going on a monument. And here, probably getting another archer or two over here just to help kind of start clearing stuff out. And I'll upgrade them into crossbowmen or something so they could be useful, but got more gold per turn. Okay. I have a pretty good setup here. This is a lot more competitive. We are getting work underway on the Statue of Liberty, so next turn, once we have a couple things available, what I'll do is I will work my way back to the Skyscrapers card, and I'll put that on, and that'll boost up some of this wonder production in general. And then we'll do that. All right, everyone. I want to thank you all for your time. It's been a lot of fun doing this series. So this particular one's a lot more tricky, to navigate because I just was not as strong in the early game with the religion, and I overcommitted, which is okay, but it's part of the learning process. So in this case, we had to make a pivot for a diplomatic victory so we can secure a victory, and that's the push that we're making. But again, thank you all for your time. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe for more daily content. Keep the videos coming. All right, you all have a good one. SpeeDMan out.